back with TVZ, and it's a best of 3. And I just can't wait. I'm not gonna have to wait because we've got shenanigans already. Our Terran player's sending an SCV out onto the map. This has got proxy written all over it. Whoa, there's 2 more on the way. Oh, but one of them's just dropping a depot at the usual timing. And the red Terran who's decided to double dare his opponent is Maru. His Zerg opponent is a renewable alternative to fossil fuels. He is solar! Big names tonight. Maru's currently ranked number 5 in the world, the number 2 Terran. Solar's ranked number 9. And there's that proxy barracks. It's quite close to what Zerg would normally have as his 3rd. And speaking of Zerg, he's going for a hatch first. That is not ideal. Super common, but not ideal. And here comes Maru's 2nd SCV. Yes, it's going to be a double barracks. That second one doesn't have space for an add-on. That makes me think we're probably looking at a big whack of Marines rushing to Zerg's doorstep. Zerg desperately needs to increase the resale value of his real estate. He's gonna need a backyard pool. There it is, spawning pool goes down at 114. He's gonna have to sweat it out for the next 46 seconds until that comes online. That first barracks is about to complete. The good news for Solar is he's got an overlord with exactly the rally point he needs. Kinda makes you think he's been cheesed in this exact location before. Hopefully he's got a contingency plan because he's gonna need a really good one. Marine production has begun. Solar sees it and pulls back. He does not see the 2nd barracks. He could be at risk of underreacting, but he saw the SCV, so he's got to be worried about a bunker. 2 drones head for the rampart as natural. Maru's SCVs are making their move. The Marine is live! Marine is live! The Overlord's vision gives Solar a chance to try to intercept. The drones push the SCVs back, but they're undeterred. They're backed by that Marine now. And the barracks gets down. Solar's now brought 10 of his 18 workers onto defense. Pool's done! Spine starts immediately. Those drones need to get the SCV building that bunker. But there's now 3 Marines on the map. Solar's gonna try to peck away at that barracks anyway. It's gonna cost him. No, he's gonna pull back. That means the bunker's gonna complete. Maru's Marines go to work on that spine. It's supposed to have 300 hit points when it finishes, but now it'll have a lot less. 8 Lings join the fight. They drive back the Marines while the drones attack the bunker. They get the bunker just as it completes. But the Marine counts up to 5 now and the Lings are driven back. The spine pops just in time. Solar's gonna relocate it and the Marines are gonna try to whittle it down. But the Queen has arrived. I can't tell you how much Solar needed that. Maru is pulling back. I think Solar is just held. He's gonna reposition that spine at the front of his ramp. Maru has lifted off his barracks. He's actually finishing off a factory back home, by the way. And he's managed to save every single one of his Marines. This was the furthest thing from all in, and he denied a ton of mining time. Maru is building a command center directly at his natural, a reactor on his factory, and he's just started a starport. Meanwhile, Solar's Lings are guarding the Reaper entryway, but there's no Reaper coming. The good news is somehow he only lost 2 drones. He'll take that and run. Gah! Maru's gonna devote one of his proxy barracks to blocking the hatch location at Solar's future 3rd. What a parting gift! But Solar spots it and he's got the Lings to deal with it. The Lings stretch their claws and force the liftoff. Oh, and Solar wanted the real estate. He's sending over a drone now. Maru spots it. He's sending the barracks back. Solar doesn't have the minerals. Maru gets there first. The Lings have to come back again and force another liftoff. And this time Maru's taking his sweet time. There's the lift. He wants to make sure the barracks doesn't go into the red and catches on fire. No, he's actually gonna try to land again. But this time Solar beats him and gets that hatch down. Maru's gonna settle for a scout. Man, is it possible for a building to be your MVP? Maru's other barracks is actually floated all the way home. Solar's got an overlord there. He's gonna see the Hellion production. Maybe this is my moment to mention that Solar's using the Zerg mech skin. It's just a cosmetic overlay. It makes all the Zerg units look mechanical and for some people cooler. There's actually a backstory to it. The Terrans bioengineered a Zerg strain as a weapon of war and then lost control of it. But, as Maru will demonstrate, their death animations are the same. And with the Zerg vision dealt with, Maru's medevac's gonna pick up those Marines. Oh, but Solar immediately picks it up with his Ling pack. A very important spot. Maru is ready for round 2. Solar's just finally dealt with that hero barracks. The Hellions are trailing after that medevac. And the world's most annoying barracks is going to try to distract Solar as it burns up. The drop is at the third. 3 queens are on the way. They're going to have to come off creep though. Zerg does not want to lose that third. Oh, Solar's going to try to bring in the spine crawler. But the creep does not yet quite extend far enough. The third is about to pop. Maru is such a genius at rotating his marines. He still hasn't lost a single one. Solar can now finally get his spine into position where it can force Terran away. Maru senses the window's closed. He's pulling back. But the amazing part is he lost absolutely nothing in that attack. Oh, Solar's headed for the counter. Speedlings going north. Is there a wall at the natural? No wall, but there are Hellions in position. Solar's lings take the hits and go for the blow-by. They want that mineral line. Maru tucks his Hellions behind the minerals, making them very hard for the lings to get at. And he's gonna reveal his Banshee to clean this up. Only 3 worker kills. But that Banshee spot has a lot of value. He immediately starts making a spore at all 3 of his base locations. What a battle this is. If this is the last duel I ever see on Triton, they're gonna make me miss this map. Yes, Triton's being replaced for season 2020. Oh, interesting. It doesn't look like Maru's just gonna send his Banshee over for some micro-harass. He's gonna use it to support his greater army. At least I hope that's what he's doing, because we don't get to see that nearly enough. Oh, Hellbat transformation. He's finished his armory. Be sure to flog your observer for missing that. Spinecrawler's in good position, but there's too much firepower. Solar's included a spore for detection. Spinecrawler goes down, but so does the Banshee. The queens pull back to the ramp. That means the medevac has to pull back to get out of the range of the spore. Maru has the brute force, but he's lost his healing. The attack's not being reinforced, but Stim is about to complete. Solar's just finished his roach warren. He orders 8 roaches. They can clean this up, but they need to get here. Maru's fought his way up the ramp. The queens retreat to the mineral line to buy time. There's no drone pull. Oh, there's the drone pull. But 4 drones and a queen have already turned to roasted chestnuts. But the roaches are here. Maru knows it's a one-way trip. He's looking to see what damage he can do before he's gone. He slays another queen and another drone. But the attack is over. No, it isn't. There's still a Banshee follow-up. But Maru sees the roaches looking to counter. He pulls that Banshee back so he can try to soften them up. Solar rethinks his counterattack. He doesn't want to spend the next 30 seconds eating Banshee hits. Solar's only just starting roach speed now. But Maru's also researching. He started his 1-1 attack defense, and he's getting combat shields for his marines. Solar invests in a quick suicidal Ling Scout. He's gonna see that Maru's made an orbital command, but he's using it as a really big door stopper. He's not gonna see Maru's bio commitment. He's adding 2 barracks to go up to 5, and 2 of them are already enjoying reactors. Usually when your opponent floats their barracks like that, they're doing a mech transition. Solar's response is to drone up. He's got room to saturate his third, especially after he adds a pair of gases. Oh, Solar's Overseer is moving out, which is bad timing. That's his detection, and Maru's Banshee's swinging in right about now. Make that 2 cloaked Banshees. Maru makes his lead one swing back so they're doubled up. He wants the capability of one-shotting drones, and he has it. That's 48 damage on a 40 hit point drone. But the transfusing queens and Overseer have something to say about it. Oh, Maru has been so good at saving his harassing units this game. Oh, Solar's trying Spire Tech, and he's going double Evo to try to catch up on upgrades. They're kind of in an exposed position though. Oh neat, Changeling holding a watchtower. You don't get to see that very often. If you haven't figured it out already, this game is officially cool. That Overseer's just sitting in the base. He's like, that is a lot of Marines coming, man. Oh, Banshee's gonna eliminate that Changeling. At least he got to morph for a fraction of a second before he died. He's got a cousin sitting in the Terran main, but his life's gonna be equally short. Is it just me, or do Changelings look like they're waving goodbye when they die? Oh, Solar's gonna grab his 4th. He's gonna need that if he wants to be ahead on bases. Maru has secured a 3rd. Oh, here comes a big push. 27 Marines. Stim, combat shield, and they're about to have 1-1 advantage. Solar's gonna try to hold them with 14 speed roaches. Oh, but topped with a spicy sauce known as Ravager. He'd love to buy time for a 1-1 upgrade of his own. He wants his attack defense to be on par. I love the creep waterfalls. The top Zerg players are always so active with their ordinary overlords. They also tried Ling run-bys at Terran 3rd bases, but Maru recycled his Banshees for defense. There's no queens there to stop them. Maru's force is on creep, but he has a great high ground tank position. Oh, he's going after the Evo chamber with the attack upgrade. He gets it! That is huge. That is huge. Solar knows it. He feels immense pressure to retaliate right now. And he's got his first mutas out. Oh, Maru's gonna start the level 2 attack upgrade. He wants to compound his lead. Solar has to do something here. Maru's ahead on drones. Solar's got the army supply, though a lot of it's tied up in roach. Oh, the twin Banshees pounce! Solar's got no detection or air defense. His offensive is over before it even really begins. But maybe he can generate a muta harass. He's got 4 on the map. His 4th base pops and he rallies to his defense. Maru drops a scan and decides he likes what he sees. He's gonna go for it. Solar's gonna try to sweet talk him into coming home to protect his SCVs. There's the stim. Who's got the concave at the 4th? Maru decides he doesn't want to be led into that choke and he pulls back. Solar starts a baneling nest, but he's also ordering 13 more roaches to survive. Is Solar pulling his mutas back to defend, or is he engaging in more sweet talking? He has to be decisive. Maru's done healing, he's stimming back in. Oh, the DPS is so thick you can physically see it. Maru's got a pair of tanks seized up behind it, and he's trying to rally more. Solar's mutas are gonna come home to defend. I guess Stim Marines are the ultimate sweet talkers. Corrosive Biles arc up, and they glob down on the middle of the Terran force. With the mutas eliminating the tank guard, the roaches can finally push forward and get the cleanup. There's just that pesky Banshee. Oh, no there's not. That Banshee had 8 kills on him. Oh, look at this. Maru cancels 3 reactors and goes for 3 tech labs instead. Maru's changing his composition. He knows you can rock scissor roaches with marauders. And his opponent has 20 roaches. Solar knows the Banshees are finally out of the way. He's sensing a potential window here, and he's still got a few seconds where he's going to be even on attack upgrades. I think Solar's sense of timing here is excellent. So of course he pulls back to make us both look bad. And Maru's gonna get on the action by not making marauders. Oh, there they are. And Zerg's attacking. Okay, everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. Huge army lead for Solar, but Maru's got the upgrade advantage once again. Zerg would love to hit that production line before the marauders pop. But first he's gotta get rid of that tank. It's doing so much damage. Corrosive Biles for the kablooey. The Marines charge. Those Ravagers do not have armor. Hot Terran knives meeting Zerg butter. Solar's supply plummets and he has to pull back. And with 77 SCVs and triple orbitals, Maru is significantly outmining the Zerg right now. Forget mining, Solar's busy running away with his technically larger army. It sure doesn't feel it. And concussive shells has completed, so those marauders are going to be even more important. Solar's about to finish his attack upgrade, but he'll still be behind. Oh, Maru's taken a 4th and he's gone up to 8 racks. Oh, a good pincer maneuver by Solar. That could help him get back into this. Say what you will, he's still got 23 roaches to wield here. Oh, but that medevac cloud is a difference maker. Solar's gonna try to snipe him with his corrosive vials, and he gets some. Nobody's blinking here. Who's coming out on top on this one? Maru micros his Marines forward to dodge the vials. The supplies are dropping everywhere. But it's Solar who GG's out. Maru is the winner of Game 1. Solar's bases weren't under siege, so that did feel a bit premature to me. But Maru was so far ahead. Ahead on upgrades and way ahead economically. Solar decides he's going to invest his mental stamina in Game 2 instead. But just a quick look at Game 1 first. Upgrades were big in this game, and it was certainly a pivotal point when Maru got that snipe on Solar's Evo chamber with his attack upgrade. I'm sure Solar had a strategic reason for planting his Evo chambers there. Sim City, or just a pressing need to start them immediately. But in hindsight, it wound up looking like anywhere else would have been better. But that was only part of it. I know I joked about the floating barracks being the MVP, but I want to actually credit the Banshees as the unsung heroes. There were only 3 in the whole game, 2 that stayed alive, and they didn't do that much damage. But their psychological value was huge. Twice, Solar tried to run his roaches across the map for a counterattack, and both times he found the Banshees midfield waiting to rain unreturned fire on his roaches. He turned back, and unable to get any punches in, at critical moments, he remained the bag instead of the boxer. Most Terran players micro their Banshees at their enemies' mineral lines in the pursuit of drones until they lose them. Maru found another use for them. Look how they defended these Lings at this otherwise unprotected 3rd, for example. Banshees are pretty awesome when your opponent doesn't have queens around. They ruled the game until Solar was finally forced to invest in mutas. But enough of that. Let's get to Game 2. Game 2. Both our players are fighting hard to get wins to get out of Group C. Our Zerg player currently accounts for only 1.6% of America's electricity generation. He is Solar! That's a depressing stat. But our Terran player is the king of YouTube cat videos, having been watched over 500 million times, claiming the Guinness World Record. He is Maru! Actually, he's one of the biggest Starcraft prize winners of all time, if you want to get technical. I remember when Maru first hit the Korean scene 10 years ago. He was like a 12-year-old at the time. He's still a baby, but like a killer baby that kills pros. No proxies for Maru this time. Oh, what have we got here? Solar's gone conservative. He's playing it safe. He's mixing it up with extractor pool first. This was at one time an actual normal build. I think this is actually like the first time I've actually seen this on my channel. Solar's gonna have access to Lings and Queens a full 30 seconds earlier. That's gonna open up possibilities for him, but at the expense of the economic jump you get from going hatch first. Oh, he's putting a full 3 drones on that extractor. That's gonna let him get ready for Ling speed. And here comes that delayed hatch. I know it seems like a small thing, but it's making me very interested in this game too. Meanwhile, back at the Terran ranch, the barracks is finishing up. We'll find out if we're looking at a Reaper expand. The Reaper does begin production, and SCV heads out, presumably for that safety scout. There's definitely some intel for that scout to pick up, but maybe also a Ling ambush. And with just a few more minerals, we'll see that command center expand on the low ground. A queen is already in production and the Reaper is not yet out. In fact, the first Lings are gonna pop. That small change up by Solar is giving our opening a completely different feel. The SCV arrives to do that safety check on the hatch. Maru's gonna be like, wait, why isn't that done? What a pro, he understands the significance instantly and pulls back as soon as he sees it. He knows that means there's Lings on the map. It's Reaper to the rescue, but he's on the wrong side of the map. Remember, slow Lings are just a micro step faster than SCVs. Nope, Solar doesn't want to risk it either. He gets the timing on that Reaper. He's rushing his newly created queen down to his natural for protection. He'll want his Lings to be ready to guard that Reaper jump point. Places, everyone, places! The show is about to begin! Could the stagehands please roll out a welcome mat of creep? Because our star is about to arrive and he has a jetpack on his back. Oh, Solar's gonna try to slip a drone over to his third. He's got the minerals for a hatch. Oh, but Maru's on it and going for the snipe. Oh, great micro. He grenades the queen back and then slays the drone. Now that is a first blood to remember. That is how you start a game. And he's got a factory and a reactor on the way. Solar's keeping his minerals high. He wants to try for that third again. He's slow walking his queen out to the third. Maru drops another grenade right in her path. Oh, that's gotta be so infuriating. Solar's forced to make drones one at a time so he doesn't waste his money. Oh, Maru's gonna slip around for the building drone again! No, this time he bugs out. And just before Ling speed completes, a wise decision. What he doesn't know is that the only Lings are at the Terran natural. And they're gonna find an SCV for revenge. Can they get it? Yes, they do. And they're gonna get out of there before those reactored Hellions have something to say about it. Maru's gonna take a few pot shots at those Lings with his Reaper, and then he's gonna link them up with those Hellions. Solar's gonna try to evolve Overlord speed. He's not comfortable with that wall off. He wants to know what's going on inside the Terran base. And what's going on is that the newly completed starport is producing a Viking. Solar's sending his queens to the ramp to defend. His Overlord's gonna give him a little bit of advance notice. Oh, and Solar's gonna feed him a creep tumor. Maru takes the freebie and backs off. Solar's queen is so miffed, she defecates another one. Maru takes the long route over to the third. He confirms it's incomplete and empty. But perhaps he hopes he's drawn the queens out of position. He'd love to sneak something into that natural. But Solar's not falling for it. Overlord speed is complete. Solar has one perched at the natural, ready to take a look in. Oh, but Maru's Viking has found it. Too late, he's getting the full scout. He's gonna see that Liberator in production. And he's gonna see that stim is started, though perhaps that was a fake. We often see players try to show false information. There's the geyser of eggplant. Solar's got his third online. But he's all business. He's gonna celebrate with an immediate transfuse. He's also going for a Baneling nest this time, not a Roach Warren. And he's gonna get some safety spores. Though maybe we should call those essential spores. We know that Terran's Amazon is delivering a Liberator, with free shipping no less. So, Maru's been careful and hasn't lost a single unit yet. That means this push is a little bigger than you'd normally expect. He's got that Reaper to tank some extra hits, and you can probably look at it as 2 extra Hellions as well. Oh, it looks to be a 2-pronged attack. The Viking is going to try to draw out the queens by attacking this Overlord, but that's going to strip defense away from the third. And that's potentially where we're going to see that pink circle of doom. Man, Starcraft is so much easier when you can see everything. Now the Queens see their mistake, they're rushing to the third, but that's gonna open up the door for all the Hellions. That Liberator's doomed, but it's an intentional sacrifice. Maru has breached the natural. The barbecue has begun. Solar's losing a ton of lings, but somehow he's keeping his drones alive. Those drones have to somehow keep the hatch between them and the terrible, terrible fire. No, it's a misstep. The drones try to come down the ramp and they die. Now the Hellions are in the main. The drone kills cross into double digits. Solar will get the cleanup, but 12 early stage drone kills is going to have huge repercussions for Solar. Maru is 7 drones plus mules ahead. And Maru's going for the attack and defense +1/+1 upgrades. And Stim's about to complete. He's going to add 2 more Raxes and another reactor. And he's going to do combat shields. Once again, the plan is death by Maru Marine. Solar has thankfully finished his lair. That's going to let him start Baneling speed. It also let him morph that all-important Overseer. He's off to get that updated scout, because he's sure not going to be attacking anytime soon. Maru's Viking's on patrol, which means there's a decent chance that Overseer coming right up the middle is going to make it inside. Oh yeah, he should get the full scout here. But it's going to be such bad news. If I'm that Overseer, I'm not sure I want to report back to the Overmind. It's Medevac, Marine, Tank, and it's like ready to come almost now. I think that poor Overseer needs like massage therapy or something. Maybe a group counseling session, because those cold, cruel medevacs do not care. More bad news, Maru's floating over his command center and gonna go on even basis. I think the Overseer is just gonna pretend he didn't see that. I know Intel's supposed to be good, but sometimes it's just bad for morale. Oh, Maru's headed out to deny the 4th, but here's the good news. Solar doesn't have one. It's the new Maru survival strategy. Don't build any structures. If this is the last game I cast on Ephemeron, I'm gonna be so sad. We've seen so many good matches. Whoa! How did that Link survive? Holy move command, Batman. Maru sees there's no 4th, so he's just gonna have to satisfy himself going after creep tumors. This is like a total waste of our talents, man. Oh, Solar's gonna try to sneak the 4th in the alternate location. Is now really the time? No, he decides better of it and pulls it back. Good instincts by Solar, because Maru's wrapping around this very second. And he's reinforcing with 2 additional medevacs, and 1-1 is about to complete. Solar's Spire is about to complete. That could help him out. Maru's troops are going back and forth. They're kind of flummoxed, because they can't find the 4th. But give poor Solar a break. You barbecue 12 of his drones. He's going to be a little bit behind. Well there, now he's planted it, but again, I'm not so sure this is the right time. Solar agrees and cancels. 8 Muta's about to pop. Maybe they can shut down that medevac cloud. Maru snags an Overlord and supply blocks him. Oh, there's a game interruption and discussion ensues, but you're not going to see it in our VOD. Solar starts his 1-1 upgrades, but they're so late. Maru snipes the Queen. Here come the Banes. Maru pulls back to tuck in a corner. Zerg overwhelms the tank support. The Mutas join the attack, but the Marines focus on them. There's just too many medevacs. It's infinite health. Not enough Baneling connections. Maru's not even going to pick up. He's just going to hold this. Solar's had enough. He types GG. Maru's going to take the game and the series. Game 2 was an utterly dominant performance. Maru's pull-apart harassment was just too successful. Too many drones were lost. And then Maru's follow-up macro is just insane. I'd love to analyze this game on a deeper level, but what's really important was this. We got footage of the world's luckiest Zergling. Somehow he passes through a dozen Marines on a bridge. And just a nanosecond before they stim. He should be so dead. You can actually see him pushing the Marines aside. Out of my way, out of my way! Maybe the Marines were like so ready for their high they just ignored him. There's a lesson for you kids. Don't do drugs. And don't do move command when you're not watching. But other than that funny moment that didn't matter, Maru was a boss this entire game. Check out this opening drone snipe. He grenades the Queen out of position and then gets the kill. I know for Maru it's just another day at the office, but for me, it's a certified micro moment. We haven't handed out one in a while. Mental note, once we get enough of these, I gotta do a top 10 list. But for now, let's just remember to live life, because nobody wants to die in hold position. And please stay safe, my socially distancing friends. To continue your StarCraft journey, Nova advises you to click the video in the upper rectangle. But Kerrigan warns you to watch your 6 and click the video in the bottom rectangle. Or you can stimpack your StarCraft experience. Subscribe to Zugzwang StarCraft. Just hit the circle. From my base to yours, Zugzwang out.